You know, if you told me Jose Siri's career numbers were on par with a guy like Tommy Pham's, I'd probably believe you. If you told me Jose Siri had 200 career homers, I'd probably believe you. If you told me Jose Siri was in the midst of a Hall of Fame career, I'd probably believe. Okay, no, I'm just kidding on that one. But this man may be the most exciting, controversial, average, or even below average player of all time. If I never saw this dude's stat page and I was just genuinely going by what I see and what I hear, I'd believe he was much better than he actually is, because I'd argue nobody looks cooler hitting home runs than this guy. He doesn't even necessarily flip his bat that much, but rather does a sick bat drop that undoubtedly gets under so many pitchers' skins, and that's what I mean by the most hateable player. There's a reason I didn't call Jose Siri the most hated player in baseball, because I see him rather as someone who's easily the most hateable if he's not on your team. I guess fans, but I'm more so thinking especially the opposing players, and again, just how easy it is for them to be like, screw this guy. So if you're part of the 70% of viewers not subscribed yet, hit that button, it's free, and join the wonderful people who are subscribed to the channel, as Jose originally signed with the Reds as an international free agent out of the Dominican Republic. And things just never went anywhere. I mean, Siri was in the Reds organization for about 8 years, but after those 8 years, the Reds designated him for assignment where the Mariners picked him up, going on to not play a single game in 2020 because of the canceled minor league season, becoming teamless once again, which is when Houston came calling. Signing him to a minor league deal where Siri played for the AAA Sugarland Skeeters, no relation to Skeeter Gene from the Predatorial Investigation Unit.
I'm Skeet Hansen, Predatorial Investigation Unit.
Jose was great, hitting 16 homers, stealing 24 bases, and 9 years after first becoming a professional player, he was called up to the big leagues in early September, being used as a pinch runner for his MLB debut and proceeding to score on a base hit, going on to make his first start a little over a week later, and he went off, going 4 for 5 with 2 homers, the first 2 of his career, driving in 5 runs, playing 21 games that year with great numbers, including a batting average over 300. And just like with the Titanic, you're never going to see Jose Siri with a 300 batting average again. But that's okay, because he's gone on to be his own fascinating type of player. His defense is incredible. I mean, he's pretty much as good as any outfielder out there as far as his speed, the range. He can practically get to any ball, and having a cannon for an arm never hurts. And again, as far as his offense goes, he's not even that good, but I wouldn't assume that if stats didn't exist. But either way, despite not being that much of an offensive threat, Siri plays with an edge and swagger to his game that's undoubtedly controversial. I'm sure among many fans, but among many opposing players especially. Now, there's a couple ways of looking at this. I'm pretty sure Tim Anderson talked from this point of view a few years ago when he was thrown out for bat flipping. Basically, what he said was that he doesn't hit that many home runs, so when he does hit them, he's going to enjoy them. He's going to have fun and enjoy every bit of them, because how many people get to hit homers in the big leagues? But then there's the other argument on the other side of the coin that says that players should act like they've been there before, that they shouldn't be cocky, especially when they don't hit that many home runs. For me, and this is for most things, it's all about balance. I think the majority of the time it should be okay to admire a home run or flip the bat or do any sort of celebration you want to do. But of course, there are specific moments where it's probably best that players don't showboat, and I guess you can make the case with Jose Siri regarding that. Siri loves to admire his home runs, and I have no issue with that in the grand scheme of things, but it's definitely gonna make guys mad. Siri actually only hit 3 homers as an Astro in 2022 before he was traded to the Rays, where he then hit 4. So he only hit 7 the entire season, but let me tell you, he made the most out of all 7. He treated those 7 homers like Judge's 62. In a game in early April, Siri hit a bomb off of Madison Bumgarner, the most perfect guy to admire a home run off of. No issues there.
Be wise for Bumgarner to get out of there. Well, I don't think he liked the way that he left the box. San Francisco and Woo. Did Bumgarner out something and please? Bumgarner being shields, yeah, that's going to draw a little irate reaction from the pitcher when a rookie does that thing.
And as expected, Bumgarner was not a fan, staring right at Siri as he did his thing, and nothing crazy came from this, but a pretty funny thing did. Because I remember a thing Siri had said back in 2020 resurfaced, and he was a Mariner for 5 minutes. Siri said during an interview that if he thinks the pitcher is racist, he bat flips on purpose. And the Siri on my phone keeps going off. It's freaking annoying. Anyway, so damn, I guess Madison Bumgarner, Garrett Cole, Chris Bassett, and Mason Miller have all been having clan meetings this entire time. Might want to investigate, MLB. No, but obviously as time has gone on, it's pretty clear that he just admires every single homer. So I'm not sure if he actually believes any of these pitchers are racist. I think he'd admire a home run off of Martin Luther King if he could. But it's definitely funny to use as a running joke whenever he does hit a homer off of a white pitcher. But when you admire home runs with your team down or even up by a lot of runs, not only will you get on the nerves of other players, but even your own manager. Later that same year, in 2022, after Jose hit a ball onto the train tracks, he looked at it for a few seconds before flipping his bat. The opposing Mets were not happy about it, with Eduardo Escobar having a chat with Martin Maldonado, a peaceful chat. The benches didn't clear or anything, and the two seemed to understand one another. Escobar had said something to Siri as he rounded third after the home run, so this was about that, clearly, and after the game, only more people were against Siri. Even his own manager, with Dusty Baker, saying that he wishes he would have ran, pulling a back in my day, saying that back in his day, the next guy would have gotten drilled with a pitch. And Siri did acknowledge to the media that he made a mistake, saying it wouldn't happen again, but his true thoughts came out the next day on a tweet that read this. Before being deleted, of course. Siri stayed in Houston for another few months as a bench guy, spending some more time down at AAA too, but that was his last homer ever as an Astro, eventually getting traded to the Rays where he'd hit 4 homers and a 5th in October. He wasn't a great hitter, but he was the fastest center fielder in baseball, so there's that, with 2023 going on to be Jose's best season so far. He was an above-average league hitter while also popping 25 home runs, so he actually showed a lot of power, especially when you consider he hit that many homers while only playing in 101 games that year. He really did contribute to the Rays and their 99 wins, along with their quick postseason run.
No, 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 no. He tried it.
So things didn't end well in 2023, and as for 2024, it's been interesting to say the absolute least. He's had a weird year for sure. He's had some good moments and some bad moments that have led to his own people turning on him, like his own manager again, this time Kevin Cash, pulling Siri from a game in Chicago after this double by Eloy Jimenez that wasn't very hard hit, as you can see. It was a single stretched into a double because of what Cash deemed a lack of effort by Siri, and a couple days later, sports radio went all in against Siri.
This dude is careless. He's careless, he's lazy, he's self-centered. I don't think he's got a great attitude. Kevin Cash was right to pull him from that game on Saturday. It was like he was in the outfield looking at butterflies or something. What is he doing? You're hitting 173. You're not hustling. You got a lack of effort, lack of heart out there. I would have put this guy out there until his attitude improves, or I may just not put him out there at all.
And then right after that, Siri got into a fight in Milwaukee. It started after he admired a home run, something Brewers pitcher Freddie Peralta did not like, and so his next time up, he was thrown at. And Peralta was immediately ejected, which is a pretty quick hook without any warnings. But fast forward 2 innings, Siri grounds out to the pitcher, Abner Uribe, who then starts talking trash. Siri starts talking back to him before Uribe goes out to slap Siri. Siri starts fighting back. A brawl breaks out, a brawl where barely anyone touched each other than Siri, who did connect on like 1 hit. I mean, this was just bound to happen though. There is no way Jose Siri was going to go his first few years without being the target of a benches clearing incident. So there's that, but a cool moment Siri was a part of this year was when the Oakland A's announcer Jenny Cavnar straight up got embarrassed by him.
Hey Siri, it's not your night. 0-1, and that's launched towards left field, and the payback comes at the bat of Jose Siri.
Overall, he hasn't been anything that special this year. Once again, if I didn't look at his stat page, I would assume he was having a good year. Objectively, he's been a below average hitter, but I just wouldn't think that based off what I see and hear from him. But regardless, Jose Siri is having a pretty on-brand year for what we know that he is as far as right now, as he's barely hitting over 200. He's hit some homers. He's enjoying those homers as much as humanly possible. He's pissing off other players and even his own manager at times, all while playing incredible defense. If you're starting a franchise, it's safe to say Jose Siri isn't the guy you would pick as your first player, but he's definitely a great 26 man to have. The spark and edge he brings, the incredible defense, while also providing some offensive value, not much to hate. At the same time, Siri is still only a couple years into his big league career, so time will tell if he's going to only get better or become a guy who just causes issues. But right now, he's definitely someone that has a personality that brings him more attention that his stats sheet would suggest he should get, and as a result, despite him not being that great of a player overall, Jose Siri is definitely one of the easiest for other players to despise. Let me know your thoughts, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.